Welcome back to the Brand Personalization Video Marketing course. This is day 26, and today we're going to cover how to strategize your video marketing campaigns. This is going to be a very important lesson, so please stay tuned. Yesterday we were basically covering how to be a YouTube rock star. Basically the way that these two correlate is if you're going to be on any of these sites, and we're going to be getting into some of the other sites here pretty soon, but basically you need to keep in mind that it is community. So whenever someone sends you a question or post a comment, whatever, make sure to be there for them. So today we are basically going to cover how to pull it all together. Basically giving you a set plan, so that way from day one to day whatever, what your overall goal is, what you're going to try to get out of it, and some useful tips or steps to get there. But first, let's head over to the channel real quick, so that way we can get some updates. Okay, total upload views still aren't great, but they are moving up a little bit, and I'm thinking that there's some freezes going on, kind of like with the individual video views, because I've been watching the numbers for about the last 5-6 hours, and they've been staying pretty constant at the 42,094. So that's pretty much the only thing I think it could be, is basically the counters haven't synced up yet. So hopefully within the next few hours or next day or so, it's going to start updating with the current numbers. If not, then it might be a few days after the course, but when we hit the 50,000 mark, I'll make sure to post an update. But for channel views, we have 3,464, total upload views 42,094, subscribers 1,442, and 3,046 friends. So all in all, I mean, we're still doing pretty well as far as the course is concerned. It's just for the last few days we've had a major slowdown, so I think it mainly has something to do with the actual counter for YouTube. So how do you know where to start? What kind of plan can you put in place? Whenever you start to get into video marketing, and you have a campaign in mind, it's very easy to think, okay, I have 4 videos that I know I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be spreading it out over so many days, whatever. But basically what you need to do is you need to write out a solid plan. What are your goals? What are you trying to accomplish with this campaign? Is it going to be just a few videos, or is it going to be 50 videos? Are you going to be pushing everything out in the same day or same week, or are you going to be spreading it out and posting a different video every couple days? So there's a lot of things to take into consideration. So basically what we're going to do is work on a little bit of a checklist. So basically, getting your strategy in order, first you need to think about your channel. The main reason why this course is mainly focused on the channel itself and then connecting with other YouTubers is because one of the main factors in getting your videos to rank is the authority of the account that is putting out the videos. And that's a major thing that a lot of people don't take into consideration. They just think, okay, well, if I just get a lot of views on there, then I'm automatically golden. That's not the case. There's a lot of different factors that is taken in when you get into ranking. And this is, similar on other networks as well, but the main reason why we are primarily focusing on YouTube is the fact that YouTube is owned by Google. So if you get videos ranked in YouTube, they're going to be ranking in Google. And even though Google will still, show or highlight videos from other networks, it's primarily YouTube that shows up in the search results. And that's not always the case, but more than likely, if they have to choose between the exact same video on YouTube as they do Vimeo, they're going to choose YouTube. And that might not be a hard and set science, but basically that's what I've observed anyway. And that all comes into the strategy itself, because if you're going to be pushing up videos, you don't want to just focus on YouTube. You want to push them out to several different video networks. There's Mevio, Vimeo, Vidler. There's tons of networks out there, and the more exposure that you have on the different networks, it's not necessarily going to give you more traffic, but there are users that frequent different networks and not necessarily YouTube. And chances are, if someone is on one of the other networks, they're going to be on YouTube also. But with some of the smaller sites, you're going to have a better chance of being seen. And the way that I like to approach a campaign is, I don't care where someone sees my information. I want them to see me. I don't care what network they're on. I want to be there. And basically, in a subconscious way, if someone sees you everywhere, then that's going to hold more clout. That's going to give more recognition. So if someone is on YouTube and then goes over to Vidler, or they see a live broadcast on Ustream or Justin TV or whatever network, no matter where they go, they see you, then they're going to watch you. After a while, they might be watching you just to see why they are seeing you everywhere. And not everyone has the time or the resources to post all the different networks, and I understand that. But this is part of what you need to figure out for your overall strategy. You don't want to just set up a simple channel and then just start blasting videos. If you're going to be on those networks, you want to take the time to get everything set up nicely, because what if you have a killer channel on YouTube, but on all the other networks you haven't even updated your profile image or anything like that? Well, what if the user never sees you on YouTube? They might see your video on the other networks, but if they see that you haven't taken the time to fill out a profile or add images or customize the channel if it's available for that network, then that's going to lessen your credibility on those other sites. So what I try to do is I try to make everything as uniform as possible. It doesn't matter if it's on a video sharing network or an article site or press releases. No matter what kind of site that allows you to put an image and customize the background, things like this, I want to make sure that everything is as complete as possible. Also, with the titles and descriptions and things like this, you want to set up a Word document or something like this for each video. That way, whenever you go to upload the video to all the other networks, and it doesn't matter if you're using a service like TubeMogul or the content distribution services that Brand Personalization has, or any other service, you want everything to be organized, and you want it to be the same on all the networks. And regardless what anyone says about duplicate content and all this other garbage, don't worry about it. You want the exact same wording on all the networks. And the reason I say this is because when it comes to duplicate content, there's a lot of misconceptions there, and I'll be getting into that more in the SEO courses. But basically, the duplicate content filter is for the same domain. Whenever the same content is on multiple sites, it may end up being in the supplemental index, but you're not going to be penalized for duplicate content. Okay, the reason that you want to make sure to have the full descriptions and everything on all of the sites is because some sites are going to index quicker than others. It's the same as if you're blasting out blog comments or articles or anything like this. You'll notice that from time to time there's going to be a select number of sites that are always going to index quicker and show up in the Google database a lot faster than some of the other networks or sites. But one thing that you'll notice is it's not always constant. And there's other back-end factors for this, but basically it all depends on when that site has been crawled, and then when the information on those pages have been indexed, and then when it's actually put into the Google index. So if you make sure to fully fill out title, description, tags, everything else for all your videos on all the networks, then you might be ranking really well on YouTube for one video, and Vimeo for another video, and Vidler on another, and it goes on down the line. But you want to mainly focus on YouTube just because that has the most trust and authority in Google's eyes. Now, whenever you start to think about going on other networks, you want to basically figure out, okay, am I going to basically just be pushing to these networks, or am I actually going to be building community and spending time on these networks and populating the chat rooms? There's a lot of things to think about there. Now, I'm not going to stay on being on other networks, but since we are talking about strategy, basically I want to give you a larger picture to look at. And when you're first starting out, these are things that you're not going to be thinking about. And as you do this for a while, then you will start to think about, okay, on day one I'm going to do this, day two I'm going to do this, when I upload videos I'm going to do it this way, I'm going to be putting the videos up on YouTube, and then I'm going to syndicate to 20 other video sites, but I'm going to do that a day after, so that way YouTube is going to index first, because I want all my traffic on YouTube, so that way I can send people to my live stream, and then from the live stream I want people to come into my opt-in page. So I mean, there's no right or wrong way of doing things, but the more systematic that you become in the way that you do things, the more repeatable it's going to be, and the more people are going to basically get in your groove. If they know that you're going to be posting videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, they're going to know to come and check you out on those days that you have set, because they want your updates. They want to see what you're pushing out there. So now that we've covered being on the other networks, basically we will just group all that together and just consider that a channel. And it doesn't matter if it's just YouTube or if it's 30 other sites. But I would highly recommend, if it is going to be a larger campaign or a tougher niche, be on the other networks. If you're doing this to promote a brand, not just a product, but a brand itself, definitely be on the other networks. Whenever we do online branding packages, we will set up well over 500 accounts for a brand. So just like with brand personalization, it doesn't matter what site that you go to, we have an account there. We have profiles and all that. You need to think along those same lines. And basically you need to think of not only brand awareness, but also brand protection. You don't want someone to go on one of these other sites and then pretend that they are you. Or, I mean, that's going off into a different subject, but like I said, we are in the strategy aspect, so that's what we're going to focus on. Okay, looks like CPU is running a little bit high, so if you start seeing some glitches or anything like that, I do apologize. Now, the next factor is going to be the videos themselves. Are you going to be just doing talking head videos, or are you going to be having some fast-paced videos with a lot of editing and intros and outros and things like this? What style are you going to go for? Are you doing everything yourself, or are you going to be hiring someone to do some post edit for you? Or are you just going to be posting some Animoto, or recording some screencasts, or PowerPoint presentations? So once you know what kind of videos you're going to be doing, then you need to figure, are you going to be doing them in a series, or are they going to be random? One strategy that I would recommend, especially if you're going to be just posting sporadically, is go ahead and, okay, let's say you're going to do a campaign that's going to have 15 or 20 videos. Then what I would do is designate an evening and just knock them out. Boom, 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 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way down the line. That way they all have the same feel, and your voice is the same, and you don't want to ever upload 20 or 30 videos in the same day. But if you go ahead and do all the shooting together, and this is only if you're able to do it, but still, if you recorded, say, 20 videos in a day, and that sounds like a lot, but if it's a 2 or 3 minute video, you're looking at a couple hours maybe. Okay, now once you have your videos shot, then you want to factor in, okay, how is everything going to be edited? Am I going to have intros and outros, things like this? Editing can be done at any time. So once you have the main content in place, then wait a day or so and digest. You've already got the meat of the product out there. So if it is going to be a short video and you're wanting to be professional, I would definitely look into having an intro and an outro. So it depends on how everything's going to be edited, but let's say, for example, this campaign is going to have 20 videos. They average 2 to 3 minutes apiece. Okay, you have a 15 or 20 second intro, 15-20 second outro. Even if they are all one take, you can either just attach an intro and outro to each video, or you can edit the videos so that way it's a little bit more choppy, which helps with attention spans. Or you can upload the intro and upload the outro straight to YouTube, and then upload every one of the videos, and then just simply use the editor feature in YouTube to merge the intro, the video, and then the outro all together. And if you do it that way, it will create a new video for you. And you definitely don't want all these showing that they posted on the same day, so whenever you upload them, just upload them as either private or unlisted, whatever. And then what I would do is, if you are using this method, edit your videos where you have the intro, the video, then the outro, and then when it creates a new video for you, and I can shoot a supplemental video if you need help with this, but from this point you want to use an FLV ripper, or a YouTube downloader basically, and then download all the videos so that way you have the videos to post each day or every other day or whatever schedule you're going to do it. So basically, without having any editing skills whatsoever, you're taking a short video, you have an intro and an outro, you're merging everything on YouTube, you're having YouTube do all the work, you post the videos, you download them, and then that's when you want to work on your titles, your descriptions, your tags, and all this. Go ahead and set up a Word document and set up each video. Go ahead and name the file what the title is going to be. That way you're never mistaking them. Plus, it's been said that if the file name includes the keywords, that might give you a little bit more of an edge. I don't think that can be verified, but it definitely wouldn't hurt. I know that helps, like when we're doing the local SEO campaigns, like for Google Places and stuff like that. So I would imagine it may help, but I mainly do this so that way I can organize everything. Day 1, day 2, day 3, or however you want to name everything. So regardless how you produce the videos, and I was giving a quick example with YouTube, but whatever method works best for you, that's what you should use. And that's the reason why I'm not getting into editing, because there's so many different ways to do this and so many different methods that can be used. There's no way that I could cover something that would work for everyone. So if you need help with any of this, please let me know and I can walk you through it or show you methods I use. But I would either just use Annotations or a service like that, or just get an intro and outro and then upload the straight clips up to YouTube, rip it, download it, have everything ready to go. Once you have all the files downloaded and you have the file names renamed to what they're supposed to be, you have a document that has the title, the description, the tags, and everything else ready to go, delete all the videos out of YouTube. This way you're starting fresh, you're not getting confused. I mean, you could have everything uploaded and then you just have them private or unlisted, and then each day just go in and make it public. But I think it would work out better for you if you upload each day or every couple days, because for one, you're going to be creating habits. 2, the timestamp is going to be different. And 3, if you have the social networking aspects of YouTube and the other networks set up correctly, whenever you upload the video, it's going to automatically share to Facebook, MySpace, whatever network. So without having to go to all those networks and say, hey, I just uploaded something, go watch it, give me some views, leave comments, whatever. Just upload the video and it's done. You don't have to think about what you're doing because you've already got all your notes and everything in WordPad. So basically it's simply taking the video, matching up the day with the file name. As the video is uploading, go ahead and paste in the description and the tags, and then let it upload. Once everything's finally up, wait about 5 minutes, that way it's completely processed. And when you first upload the video to YouTube, it's going to be in low resolution. Then after it finalizes twice, then you'll notice that if you uploaded it in higher resolutions, then you'll see the 720p or 1080i or whatever resolution you put everything up in. Okay, once you see this, then you know that it's safe to go back and edit your thumbnails and your annotations and whatever else you want to put in those videos. And I know I'm covering a lot, but this is a very important subject. That's why I want to make sure to give you a complete picture here. Okay, so each day that you upload, and I'm not saying do it every single day concurrently, I'm just saying each day that you upload, you're taking the video, you're grabbing everything from the Word document, and then after it goes up, you're noting it in Word so that way you don't get confused about what day you're on or if it's already gone up or not. Then if you're putting it on other networks as well, then once you're done with YouTube, go to the other networks or use TubeMogul or whatever syndication service that you want to use to broadcast it out a little bit. Okay, as far as annotations and all that, I've already covered that, but if you need help, again, I can help you out there. So each day you're going to have a different set of videos going up. Okay, now you want to go ahead and post a comment in the video, because most people don't want to be the first person to comment. So if you go ahead and leave a comment with a question mark, ask a question, what did you think of this video, or what do you recommend, or what do you suggest, or did this come out okay, or whatever. If you make a statement, that's a stopping point. If you ask a question, that's inviting people to engage. And that's what you want, is the engagement. You want people to come back. You want people to ask questions or leave a comment or say, that completely sucked. Why do you even put that up there? So whenever people write something, then until the ball gets rolling, I don't care if someone just says great vid, or I subbed, or that was great, whatever. No matter what, you want to respond to those people, so that way they can see that you're there and you're engaging, and that's going to invite other people to start leaving comments, because they're going to see that you're responding and they want a piece of you too. So they're going to say stuff just so they can get a response. Okay, so now we have the channels set up, we have a video strategy, we've already shot the videos, or we know the schedule that we're going to be recording the videos, so that way people know what to expect as far as when they're going to be published. And it doesn't matter if you're going to record every 3 days and post them then, or if you're going to go ahead and record 10 or 20 videos and then post them on schedule. Either way, you have the videos set up and you have a schedule going. Okay, now you want to figure out, what am I going to do with these videos? Where are these people going? Am I just putting up videos because I want people to see my face? Or do I want to send them to a JV offer? Or do I want to send them to my website, or to a landing page, or a squeeze page? Which I don't recommend sending to squeeze pages, but to each his own. Okay, do you want to just include a link in the description, or do you want to set up a call to action overlay on your videos, so that way people can either click on the video or click in the description? You need to figure this out. Another thing that I would do is, if you're going to be sending people to a certain place on a website, I wouldn't just put the main domain in there. I would set up either a shortener or some way of tracking for each video, so that way you can tell, okay, I had 2,700 people come to this page today because of this video, or I had 19 opt-ins today because they clicked through this annotation or whatever. So you need your analytics set up if you're going to go in that direction. You need to know how you're going to send people, where you're going to send people, and now you need to start promoting. You need to get the word out there. So you can do some video marketing and include some links to the video to build up your video backlinks, or you can embed that video into a page on your website and send the links directly to that page, which is going to help your site plus include your page views. You can do a press release to let people know that you're putting out a series and you want everyone to watch them. However you want to get the message out in a traditional means, then you need to factor that into your overall strategy. The biggest thing that you need to keep in mind is social media. The main two networks that I would focus on would be Facebook and Twitter. And if you're on LinkedIn, that can be a very powerful source also. So now that you have some backlinks coming in from articles or press releases or social networks, you have a page set up, you know where you're going to be sending everyone, you have a schedule of what kind of videos you're going to be sending out there, then from there it's a matter of doing it. And I know this video is getting pretty long, so I don't want to keep beating a dead horse, but to sum up everything, you need to know what you want to achieve from the content that you're putting out there. And so many people slack on the little details, let alone the large ones. And people are going to look at the overall package as a whole, not just the video or not just the channel, or even little things like I've seen people with over 1 million upload views and don't even have a picture uploaded. Those little details basically say I'm careless, or I don't care if you see this or not. And whenever you're doing any type of marketing or brand awareness, that's definitely not the message that you want to put out there. So figure out how you're going to do the videos, set up a schedule, market them, communicate with the other people on YouTube or whatever network that everything's on, broadcast the links to many other networks, put everything out in social media, set up analytics. If you want to go that route, that's optional, but it would be a good idea. And then once everything's up, don't stop. Keep putting up videos, keep promoting everything that you put up there, and keep communicating with the people that are communicating with you. If you want me to extend on any of this, I'd be more than happy, but hopefully this is going to give you an overall example or overall picture of, I'm going to set up a video campaign. I know what I need to do with my videos, what I need to do with the sites, what I need to do with the links, what I do with social media, and from there it's just a matter of getting people to click through to your website and do what you want them to do. So hopefully this was helpful, and if you need help with any of it, service wise or advice wise, leave me a comment or send me a message and I'll take care of you. Till tomorrow, this is Dustin with Brand Personalization. Take care.